Some kind of party going on. I got Negroes everywhere. Cops out here. Yeah, they got to get away from here with all that goddamn fireworks.
Detectives on the scene searched for evidence well into the morning, trying to unravel the fatal shooting that unfolded in the final minutes of the July 4th holiday. Police say besides the 3 deceased, 3 other people went to the hospital by private vehicles and have unknown injuries.
4th of July is supposed to be a day of celebration, a day the U.S. celebrates its independence for the original 13 colonies from the British rule. The day the Declaration of Independence was adopted in 1776. Sadly, in many communities across the nation, this day that should be filled with family, food, and fireworks has historically turned into a day of crime year after year. One place that has one of the highest crime rates is Chicago over the holiday weekend, and many other cities are following suit. Well, in Fort Worth, Texas, a group of people were enjoying their 4th, hanging out at a car wash in the south of the city. What started off as a good night turned chaotic quickly after one man decided to bring a gun to a fist fight. For multiple families in South Fort Worth, Texas, life will never be the same on the 4th of July holiday in the future. Police received an emergency call about 11:40 p.m. on that day, in which the caller stated someone had been shot and was on the ground in the 7500 block of West Clearburn Road near Sycamore School Road, according to a police report. The location was the Crystal Clear Car Wash, a place where nefarious people are known to hang out at night on a regular basis, according to locals. It is also a place that locals say no kid should ever go. Well, on the 4th, not only were adults there, but there were families with little ones doing fireworks at the location. When the laws arrived at the car wash after the report of the shooting, they found 42-year-old Terrell Winn wounded by gunfire. Terrell was originally from Shreveport, Louisiana, and had moved to Texas to make a better life for himself. He was a father to 1 adult son and one of 6 of his mother's children. He would be rushed to a local hospital where he was sadly pronounced unalive, according to the official report. However, what the police did not know at the time was there was way more victims who were taken to the hospital in private cars. At about 11:50 p.m., another 911 call came from the hospital itself. The hospital worker stated that multiple children under the age of 5 had been shot and were brought to the hospital by family members. When a detective arrived at the hospital, this is when the pieces of the puzzle started to come together about the severity of the shooting. Several witnesses told the detectives about the large gathering at the car wash and what led to the tragic event. That night, a mother who was not named and her 11-month-old daughter were at the car wash with everyone else having a nice time. At some point, her child's father arrived to see his daughter. While there, the man, 26-year-old Kanard Murphy, was holding his baby when he allegedly got into an argument about some past allegations. Some of his child's mother's family had a disregard for him and was not happy about the way Kanard was treating her. According to official reports, there was previous DV issues between Kanard and his child's mother. Now, it is unclear if Kanard was causing issues that particular night, but what was said by authorities was one of the cousins and Kanard exchanged words and then threw off their shirts to box it out. Again, Kanard was holding his 11-month-old when all of this went down, and he decided to put her down in the car. Most people probably thought they were about to see a fight go down, but instead Kanard came up holding a rifle and immediately began firing, according to the report. People would get to running, and when Kanard started chasing a person he was firing at, he continued to shoot in that direction, also striking a parked vehicle in the process. Dreadfully sitting in the back seat of the car he struck were multiple children. According to authorities, inside that car was a 1-year-old hit in her torso, a 4-year-old hit in her torso, and another child that was hit in the hand. Also, there was another person who was hit in the leg. By this point, another person at the car wash decided to stop Kanard and shoot him once in the back, causing him to drop the rifle, according to the official report. A bystander then ran and picked up the gun before Kanard could continue shooting, the witness would tell authorities. By now, 6 people had been shot. Terrell in his leg, in which he passed away. 1-year-old Wynter Thouston in her torso, and she regretfully did not make it. Also, her 4-year-old sister Ivy Pierce, who sadly succumbed to her injuries as well. The other child, who was not named, was the older sister to Ivy and Wynter. She was shot in the hand, but expected to survive, as well as the other person who was shot in the leg. As for the alleged suspect Kanard, he was shot in the back, but expected to survive, and faces multiple capital unaliving charges. When detectives reviewed the crime scene, they found shell casings near the north end of the car wash, along with bodily fluid stains on the ground and automotive glass. In the southeast corner of the parking lot, there were shell casings from a different firearm. Kanard allegedly spoke with detectives and said the firearm he used was the same caliber as the shell casings found at the north end, according to the report. He also allegedly told police he intentionally shot at a person and understood pointing a gun at someone and pulling the trigger could take their life or seriously injure them, according to the report. After receiving treatment at the hospital, Kanard was booked into the Fort Worth jail Friday, July 5th, 2024.
A bystander's intervention might have put an end to a shooting July 4th at a Fort Worth car wash before it could get even worse.
Those 3 victims were not involved in the initial fight. As you mentioned, those victims include 2 young girls and 42-year-old Terrell Winn. Fort Worth police say this car wash off West Cleburne Road in Fort Worth is where a large 4th of July gathering ended in gunfire. According to court documents, 27-year-old Kanard Murphy went to this gathering to see his 11-month-old daughter. Witnesses told police due to prior domestic issues between Murphy and the baby's mother, there are relatives in her family who don't like him. Just before midnight, one of those relatives got in a fight with Murphy. At first, it appeared the 2 men were going to get in a fist fight. Then Murphy pulled out a rifle and started shooting at the other man, who was unarmed. When police spoke to Murphy, they said that he admitted to pointing the rifle at the relative of his baby's mother who he was fighting with, and he admitted to police, they say, that he tried to shoot him. Murphy is currently charged with capital of multiple persons.
His brazen disregard for life is sad to think about. I mean, his own daughter was out there and he just lost his mind. My heart truly cries for the mother that lost 2 young girls and then another shot. It is just all so very sad. One of Terrell's sisters spoke with the news and said, "Those babies didn't deserve that. My brother didn't deserve that. I never liked the 4th of July. I know people shoot every day, but 4th of July, I feel like a lot of that time they shoot for no reason. But those babies didn't deserve that. Neither did my brother." She is so very correct. All of them mattered and should still be here. Those babies literally were innocent and precious, and life gave them a terrible ending. No mother should have to experience that pain. No parent wants to bury their child. It is a cold world we are living in, and when I say stay woke, I mean it, because you just never know when something will change quickly. My thoughts and prayers and condolences goes out to all affected by these senseless losses, and I pray that justice be served. So please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for these families in their difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.